Everyone. Hello, Kim.
Good morning.
Happy Wednesday. Today is Marketing Mastery. I love this because this marketing world is changing so fast that I don't even know how you have time to keep up with it.
It is changing fast, but some of the old standby truths still hold true, even though everything else is going crazy. And it seems like all the platforms are changing and all the stuff, but we're seeing that still tried and true process win the game at the end of the day.
Okay, so in other words, don't go crazy trying to keep up constantly. Just watch our monthly videos and just make little tweaks and just keep going with what you're doing.
Correct. Yep. Yep. You can make tweaks and according to the platforms, and we'll talk a little bit about some of the tweaks that maybe you want to consider. But
Okay.
really having a plan, having a goal, know why you're showing up and being consistent. It's just those are the keys. Like no matter which way I want to twist it, no matter which way they promise it. Kind of like if you watch what you eat and you exercise, you manage
Right,
your
right.
weight.
It's like losing weight. If you actually stick to a
Right.
program, it works.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And not every program works for everybody. And that's the same
Yes.
way with marketing. But what I wanted to talk today about was making your message matter. We had a recent blog in your on your website talking about how to make your message matter. And I've been blessed to do 20 audits in the last little while. And our audits include where we look at your social platforms to see if they're optimized, to see if we can notice any messaging or marketing that maybe the opportunities are being missed. And so I thought I would highlight a few of in 17 of the last 20 audits done. These are a couple of the opportunities that I've missed. One is the about section is different on everybody's platform. So they might have an about section on Facebook and your Pinterest and your LinkedIn all say something different. And this is where your business in words that you offer that free resource. I recommend everyone to take that and come up with 1, 2, 3 sentences of exactly who you are and put that same messaging across all the platforms. You're going to come across way smarter, way more professional, way more as the expert because you are showcasing who you are across the platforms. I'll have people say, well, I'm an interior designer that does remodels. And then on the next platform, it's I'm an interior designer that works with luxury brands. And I'm an interior designer that does, and it's like, okay, which lane are you in? And make it easy for the clients to know who, or people that you're trying to attract, know who you are and what you're doing.
Yeah, this is a really good point. And I do think that the consistency across your platforms is important because the minute somebody gets confused, they're going to bounce. I'm
Hmm.
too confused. I can't figure out what she does or he does. I'm going to look at the next guy. And I want to mention also because the audits that you do for everybody who comes to you how when they need that, but you also do it for my Profit Insiders group where we have a new group starting in August.
Right.
This is part of my program that Kim goes in and analyzes your social media. So if your about you is different on everything, just go change it. Go be
Right.
consistent. Even if you're going to change your mind 2 months from now and change lanes and decide your niche is something different, you then go change it across all platforms again, right? It's
Right.
not always stagnant. You're not always going to be the same thing. You might change your mind as you're working with
Right.
clients and discovering who you are as a business owner.
Correct. And
Okay.
that same goals is use the same business name and use the same your own personal name on the platforms because it's really hard if someone comes and they don't know who you are and you're using your nickname or you're using an abbreviated form of your business name and
Yes.
they just are meeting you for the first time. They're like, am I at the right place? So they maybe want to work with you, but they have to find out, like, is this even the right person that I thought I was at? So that's that consistency and that brand and everything. And you'd be surprised how many I ended up like, it'd be nice if I knew what your name was. Or one thing I
Right.
see big
Yeah.
with designers is put your location.
That's the biggest thing. Like I go into interior designers and even coaches and consultants websites and I don't see a picture of them. So I don't know who I'm dealing with. And in
Right,
this day and age, everybody wants to see the face of the person they're hiring. And they want to know a little bit about them, not a whole dissertation, but a little bit about
right,
them and where they're located. if you're a local business like Interior Design often is, unless they do virtual design,
Right.
also, you have to have your location on your website. I can't even tell what state people are in half the time.
Right. And use it, that's your advantage. Because if I'm going to search for an interior designer, I'll be searching for an interior designer in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. So I'm going to be using Sioux Falls, South Dakota. If that's not on your website, you're missing an opportunity for me to even find you. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
So those were a couple of big things. And then making sure that the social icons that you have on your website are going to the right place, for one.
Meaning the picture of the Facebook logo,
Yes.
you click on it,
It
make
goes
sure it's going to your Facebook page.
It goes to your business Facebook page.
Mhm.
And your Instagram page. I did see a few that went to accounts that weren't really being used, like a Twitter account. If you're not, Twitter's great. If you use it as a platform, fine. But you don't have to be on all the platforms if you're stretched too thin. Pick
Yes.
pick a couple that you want to be on. But if you're not using those platform and you're not posting to them and anything, don't put them on your website. Don't link to them until you're using those platforms.
I think it's a good idea just to mention here also that it's a really good idea to twice a year check your social media platform descriptions, your little bio, your
Correct.
about you. Go across the board and make sure that it's what you want it to be and that it's consistent. Because over the year you might have changed something and you just forgot. So if you put it on your calendar, right?
Correct.
Daylight savings time. If
Yeah.
you live somewhere where we do that, we do it here. You put it on your calendar, not only to change your batteries in your fire extinguishers or your fire alarms, but also check your social media accounts to make sure that they are consistent across the board. It's a good
Correct.
way to do it twice a year.
And that's what we usually recommend when we do the audits. We actually give them a worksheet that they can use to optimize their platforms then, but then to revisit it every 3 to 6 months and just walk right through that just to make sure everything is still optimized.
Yes. Malaya said, I just noticed there was a comment. Guilty. I don't use my Pinterest, but I feel like it's necessary as a design professional to have one. I get it. I had a Twitter for a really long time and I never used it. And we finally took it off my website as a place for people to go because it's just not active. So why would I want something up there that's not active? So, yes.
Right. And Pinterest is important. However, ask your people that are coming to you, are they even on your Pinterest? Have they gone to your Pinterest? Or does it make us feel like it's important? And if your Pinterest accounts aren't optimized and they're not showcasing, where I see Pinterest, and this is for anyone that's in design, is to have a Pinterest board with your brand name on it. Because if I go to your Pinterest account and I see that you have kitchen and living room and bedrooms, and I click on those pins, I don't know if they're yours. I don't know. You have to do a lot of research. So make Pinterest, and if that's all you're going to do on Pinterest, is just make a board that has your projects in it, your profiles, whatever you're doing. And there's some really nice software out there now that you can, even when you're posting to some of the other platforms, have it automated and just pin those.
Post it there as well.
Yes. So,
Okay.
but yeah, I understand. And I'm guilty too. I have a Twitter account and we tweet some, but yeah, so I totally get that. And then I think, let's see, if that was it on the making your message matter. We just want to make sure it's really easy for people to know what we do and how to work with them, how to work with us. So
Okay.
the next thing is hashtags. Hashtags are like so confusing. And so people get tripped on them. Like they don't do Instagram because they're tripped up on hashtags. Hashtags are not as important as they used to be. Point simple. We don't need to sit and stress about them as much anymore.
Oh.
Instagram is changing their algorithm to where the consistent copy and the keywords that we're using and people's engagement and the consistency is taking more rank the hashtags. So should you use hashtags? Yes. You can use up to 30 on each post. You can experiment, do 5, see what happens. It's a test to see what happens. If you don't get 5, if you post without it, it's not as big of a deal as what it was before. Everyone was thinking that's how you would get found and putting a lot of weight on the hashtags.
Well, it's because in the past, well, because you can go to Instagram and search by hashtag.
Correct.
So you still want to use the hashtags, but just like you're saying, don't stress over them. Throw up a couple of hashtags based on your location, based on what is in the picture, but just don't get overly conscious, self-conscious.
Right. Yes, there's less reliance on the hashtags as there was before. And most designers, I believe, have business pages, but there's also that creator page. And Instagram's own creators account highlighted that creators share advice and recommend only 3 to 5 hashtags.
Oh,
So again, what we've been doing with our clients is we experiment. Sometimes I'll use more of the hashtags, sometimes I'll use less. Sometimes it depends on what we're posting about.
okay. But I want to clarify something. What did you mean by creator account?
So there's a business account, a personal account, and a creator's account
On Instagram.
on Instagram.
Do I know what I am?
Your business.
Okay, good. Am
Yes,
I
which
supposed
you
to be
should be.
business or am I supposed to be creative? And what's the difference?
Most people that are in, most of us are business. I think creators, I don't really have any clients that are doing creators account. They're
Okay.
more for creatives, like
So like my daughter is a TikTok influencer, right? She's a solo female traveler. So her Instagram might be a creator account as opposed to a business account because she's not necessarily selling anything
correct.
from her Instagram account.
Right.
She's
Yeah.
really just driving them to TikTok. So,
Correct.
okay. So
But
she might be a creative account.
Right. But usually the good thing, the thing that we took away from it is that that's what they're recommending. And so it's giving people permission to test just 3 to 5 hashtags.
Got it.
Making sure that your hashtags are relevant to the post. So like some of your posts, we could have 30 hashtags so easy. And sometimes it's a little bit harder to find, but making sure that you always have a branded post also. Hashtag your name. It's common sense.
I know so many people still don't do it. Hashtag your name, hashtag your location,
Right.
hashtag what you do for a living, right? So I always give this example. Long Island is where I live, New York. So Long Island interior designer, Long Island. Like if you live in Seattle, Seattle interior designer, Seattle. And have those derivatives. So no matter what someone's looking for, they have the potential to find you.
Correct. So our walkaway is still use them, experiment with the number, don't get hung up on any of it, and don't spend hours and hours and hours researching the perfect hashtag because it's just a waste of time.
I actually have in my business building boutique a free hashtag for interior designers.
Yes.
It's a free PDF where they can kind of scan it, circle the ones they want to use, but then also look at what you're posting and add custom to that post, not
Correct.
just, the generic ones.
Correct. 100%.
Okay.
And that goes to the next kind of thing that gets talked about a lot is like, should I remove fake followers? And kind of the thought is no, don't waste the time. And
Really? Because I've been, sometimes when we make a post, I get comments that are complete
correct.
spam.
Yes, that's different. That's removing the comments. That's different. This is going into your follower list. Some people get really hung up and they'll spend hours removing the followers. The theory is that if you get rid of the followers, the real people see your content that really want to. But sometimes they can look like they're fake accounts and be really people. And the way that the algorithm works, if you're providing good, consistent content that the people want, the real people are going to follow you, engage with you. And
Gotcha.
so again, don't get so hung up on it and don't spend hours and hours doing it when it's better to spend your time creating good content that people want to see.
That's perfect. Yeah, people really do get hung up on their social media following, or I don't know if it's hung up. You know what? They want to get new business from the effort they put into their social media, which I think is what everyone wants. But I want them to look at it like I am showing the world my talent and what I can do to help somebody, and just making myself the expert in that area. So when someone needs me, they'll know where to find me. And if they look at it that way, as opposed to I have to do my marketing, I have to put myself out there on a consistent basis so that people know what I do for a living and how I can help them when they need me, it's a lot less anxiety.
Correct. And that's where I will see sometimes where people think social media is one going to save their business or they need to push sales and stuff like that. Social media is social for a reason. That's in the name. It's social and people develop relationships with who they know, like, and trust. And
Yes.
really it's the presence and offering. I mean, there's so many opportunities to offer your expertise if you're on the social media platforms or to give there's ways to go ahead and promote yourself to market your business without
Being too salesy.
too salesy or, having realistic expectations when you are posting consistent content. Like it's not going to necessarily generate you all these sales, but when someone comes to look, they're going to know, like, and trust you because what you're posting, and that's going to get you that business.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. If somebody Googles and finds you, now they happen to be on Instagram. They're like, oh, let me see if she's on there. And they look. They want to see consistency. They want to see helpful information that's enticing to them. Then they might hop over somewhere else to another platform like Facebook, see if your business page is active. If they see one thing that you have out there that hasn't had a post for 6 months to a year, what do you think they're going to think? They're going to think, well, maybe they're not so busy because I haven't seen any updates.
Right. Or they're going to think with COVID that you closed your business.
Yes, that's true. Good point.
That's kind of what we're seeing a lot is like people like, are they even in business anymore? And yeah, so that's why, we recommend posting more than once a week, but at least once a week. Like,
Yes,
I mean,
absolutely.
fair, just so that people know that you're still alive and active.
Right, still alive. It's true. It's true. All right. All right. So the tips were
making your message matter. And then we talked about hashtags. And then that we don't need to put as much emphasis on unfollowing fake followers.
Okay. All right. Tell everyone how to find you if they need help with this, because most people do need some sort of help with this at some point in their business growth where you just can't do it all yourself. I no longer do it myself. I have your team helping me. Thank goodness. Tell them where to find you, Kim.
FreshImpactLLC.com is our website.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you need a little extra support, like you want to do it yourself, but you just need some accountability and some teaching or training, or even the access to a platform that can help you post to all the different platforms. We started the Get It Done Club, and that platform access is included in that, and it's $127 a month. Right now we're meeting every Friday morning at 9:30 for an hour. And I answer any of your questions. I help you develop your marketing plan. There's other colleagues that are there that can give some advice, and we just make sure that you get your marketing done.
I love that. I'm telling you, this is the best program for the money that you get every Friday to get live with Kim, with a bunch of other people, all kind of parallel working, right? I call it. It's a workspace where they're on Zoom, but you're doing your own thing, but you've got Kim to ask questions. You've got the feedback of the other people, what they're posting, what they're creating. That gets your creative juices going, and you make sure that you stay consistent. I think it's amazing.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
And it's fun. See, that's
it's fun. What a great way to end your Friday. Like
that's right. That's right. You guys probably have a lot of laughs.
Yes. Yep. We're learning.
All right, everyone. Go have a great Wednesday. Kim and I will see you next month for Marketing Mastery. And in the meantime, get in touch with Kim at Fresh Impact if you need help with your social media. And of course, we're in 2 weeks. I think we're about 2.5 weeks away from starting our next Profit Insiders for Interior Designers group coaching program. There's already 8 people in. I think there's 10 more people on my calendar who have applied. If you're interested, don't miss out on that opportunity. And I'll see you soon.
All right.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.